In today's video, I'm going to be talking about Quinn Hughes and how good I think he can be when he eventually joins the Vancouver Canucks. Obviously, he just came out yesterday and said that he will be returning to Michigan for one more season. I definitely think that is a good decision because if he gets stronger and just gets even better, he's going to be very scary for the Vancouver Canucks. And I'm very excited to see what he does in the 2019-20 season, so let's get right into the video. Hughes is coming to a team in Vancouver that doesn't really have a number one defenseman heading into the future, unless you want to count Olli Juolevi, but I think Quinn Hughes is a step above what Juolevi is, and I think he'll be the better player, and this is a good situation because he can come in and really make this blue line his own and solidify himself as the leader going forward. The Canucks finished last year with a record of 31, 40, and 11 for 73 points, which was good for 7th in the Pacific Division, only ahead of the Arizona Coyotes. Their leading point scorer was Brock Boeser with 55 points, and that point total probably would have been up around 70 or 73 if he would have played in all 82 games. He was also the leading goal scorer with 29, and I'm very excited to see Brock Boeser play a full season next year. I hope he can stay healthy because I think he's a guy who can be a consistent 40 goal scorer throughout the course of his career, and guys with Pettersson, Horvat, Boeser, and then you bring in Hughes and Juolevi, and you have Thatcher Demko coming in soon in goal. I think the future is very bright, and there's a lot of young talent on this team to look forward to, and Quinn Hughes just adds to that, and I think Vancouver is very happy with how they got him in the 2018 NHL draft. Canucks fans and management had to have been very happy at the draft when they seen Montreal draft Jesperi Kotkaniemi and when they seen Arizona take Barrett Hayton, because that meant they would either be left with Quinn Hughes or Filip Zadina, and either one I think would have been perfect for them. Hughes is 5'10", 170 pounds, and like I said, going back to Michigan for a year, I think his weight and height can increase, and I think he'll just be more NHL ready. In the 2016 season, he played in the USHL for the U.S. National Under-18 team. In 26 games, he had 26 points. And in 2017, at Michigan, he played in 37 games and had 5 goals and 24 assists for 29 points. And Quinn Hughes is an unbelievable skater. His skating ability is probably a step above many NHL players, and that's just going to get better playing at Michigan. I think he's going to tear it up at the college level, and I think this is good for him because you don't want to rush him in. Obviously, Vancouver isn't in a situation where they think, oh, if we bring in Hughes now, we could be a playoff team, because they won't, and I think if they just keep letting him develop, I think that's what's going to be best for him and for the future of the Canucks. Now taking a look at some possible D pairings that we could see Quinn Hughes involved in when he does come to the Canucks. You have Quinn Hughes and Chris Tanev, but this one, it would more likely if he was coming into the NHL this season, but he's coming in next season, and I'm not sure if Chris Tanev will still be a Vancouver Canuck then, because he's been the center of trade talks when you think about the Vancouver Canucks throughout the past year, and I think he's a guy we could see moved at this up-and-coming trade deadline. Then you have a very intriguing one with Hughes and Juolevi. Now, if Juolevi does come into the NHL this season, I could see him playing on a line with Hughes next year, but if they both come in at the same time, I think they would probably go with playing each of them with a veteran just so it doesn't stunt their growth, and, you know, having two rookies playing together could sometimes be like a disaster, but you never know because these guys in the future most likely will be the top pairing in Vancouver, and I think it will be a very solid one. Then you have Hughes and Edler. Now this is all relying on if Edler will still be a Canuck in the 2019 season. Obviously he's getting up there in age, but I think he would be a good veteran to pair with Quinn Hughes. Then you have Hughes and Stetcher and Hughes and Hutton, who are more or less likely ones in my opinion. I think if we're going to see it, we're going to see it in the top 3. I don't really think they'll pair him with a guy like Goodbranson. Hughes is just such smooth skating guy, and I think a pairing with Tanev or Juolevi really would be what is best for Quinn Hughes, but obviously he's not coming in next year, and it could be a whole different roster for the Vancouver Canucks in the 2019 season. You never know what's going to happen, so ultimately it is going to be interesting to see. Quinn Hughes really did make this video a little bit tougher to make because he is going back to Michigan, but I definitely think it is what's best for his career. He's going to be able to play at the World Juniors, he's going to be able to tear it up at the NCAA level, so I definitely think it was a smart move for Quinn Hughes to go back to Michigan, and I'm very excited to see what kind of numbers he puts up. This is a guy I followed a lot because I thought this is who Detroit would end up drafting, but obviously we got Filip Zadina, and I'm pretty sure Vancouver is very happy that Quinn Hughes dropped to 7th overall. Now taking a look at my final expectations and predictions for Quinn Hughes in the 2019 season. This is if he does play in the NHL and play in all 82 games. I have him scoring 9 goals and adding 39 assists for 48 points, and which would be a very good rookie season from a defenseman, because I think with his offensive ability, his awareness, his skating, I definitely think he's going to get some power play minutes, so that's why I think his point total could be up there around 50. And his line mate, I'm going to go on a limb and say it's going to be Juolevi in the 2019 season, and all in all, I think Vancouver is going to be one of the most exciting young teams to watch in the NHL in the next coming years. And Quinn Hughes is a guy who he's probably going to do some highlight reel things and give the Vancouver Canucks fans a lot to look forward to. And now that the Sedins are gone, him, Pettersson, and Besser are all really taking over the reins of this team and giving the fans something to latch onto. Obviously, the future is very bright in Vancouver. It's going to be interesting to see how much longer they are going to be a basement team. You never know, if they're bad this year and then they get Jack Hughes next year, this team has the potential to be an absolute dominant juggernaut in the NHL in the next coming years. So it's going to be interesting to see. I'm very curious to hear your guys' thoughts. What do you think about Quinn Hughes, and what kind of numbers do you think he's going to put up in his rookie season with the Vancouver Canucks? And with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. If you did, please make sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel for daily NHL content, and I'll see you guys all in the next video.